mightily during the 1890s because the robber barons took everything. They lived in company housing. They bought company food. Every single aspect of their life was controlled by the corporation. They fought back. They fought back valiantly. They made this labor movement what it is today. And fast forward 100 years, there isn't any difference, none, between now and 100 years ago when it comes to the robber barons in the United States of America. You know about the CEOs in this country? The new big reward system in the United States of America for CEOs, you know what it is? Which one of you can lay off the most workers? The 50 top CEOs in the United States of America made $698 million last year. It's a race to the top for CEOs. The more people you lay off, the higher your wages go. You angry yet? You having a happy Labor Day yet? I hope not, because they're picking our pockets. Richie and I and Pat and Louie went to Bank of America a couple of months ago. 100 of us with John Sweeney. They tried to throw us off the steps of Bank of America until I told them I built the building about 30 years ago. We weren't going anywhere. There wasn't a day in any of their lives they were ever going to throw John Sweeney off any steps in front of me or Louie or Richie, I'll tell you that much. We were there with 100 people. And a couple of months later, Sarah Palin had 2,000 people on the Boston Common. 2,000 raving lunatics on one side of the Common, and 2,000 raving lunatics on the other side of the Common fighting this teabag thing. What do they have in common? The same thing our members have in common. Anger, frustration, the lack of opportunity. Just think about this. In 1979, the richest 1% of the citizens in the nation took home 9% of the income. Do you have any idea what it is now? Do you have any idea in 2010 what the richest 1% of the people in the United States take home for income? 23.5% of every dollar that gets earned in the United States of America goes to the top 1%. Are you angry now? Are you having a good Labor Day yet? Because I'm not. I can't stand this notion that we, the working people of this country, and I don't care if you're in a union or you're not in a union, you look the same to me, whether you're white or black or yellow or red, whether you're a man or a woman. If you work for a living, you are the United States of America. You are what matters here in the United States of America. Not those people who pick our pockets, who take $698 million of our wealth every year. Anybody here vote for Scott Brown? Anybody happy they voted for Scott Brown and he wouldn't do the extension of unemployment? Anybody happy that they voted for Scott Brown and he's not interested in putting $655 million worth of FNAF money back into the economy of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts? How many of you voted for him? You're a bunch, some of you are not telling me the truth. 49% of the membership of the AFL-CIO in this Commonwealth voted for Scott Brown because they're just as angry as those Tea Party nuts. And you have every right to be angry like those Tea Party nuts. You ought to be frustrated, but you got to figure out how to channel it in the right direction. You got to figure out where to put that anger. You have to understand that in the United States of America from 2008 to 2010, companies in this country made $655 billion. You got your arms around that? $655 billion at the same time, for the first time in the history of the United States of America, working people made fewer dollars than they did the year before. We made less. We did all the work. We provided all the productivity, and corporate America made $655 billion. Are you having a happy Labor Day yet? Because I'm not. We got politicians in this Commonwealth, we have politicians around this nation denigrating our public sector, denigrating our teachers and our firefighters and our police officers and people who work in our municipalities and in our government. Don't get caught up in that. As frustrated as you are, remember those people work for a living. Remember that they're your brothers and sisters and your relatives and your neighbors, and they're struggling just as mightily as you are. That's all they want to do. They want to see us pick each other off. They want to see us fighting so they can sneak down the back door and put all the money in their back pocket. Millions and billions and trillions of dollars, and this country's going to the elite. It's time we figured out who the problem was in the United States of America. It isn't somebody that works for a living. It's the people who have been stealing your nickels and dimes and quarters and dollars. So what are we going to do about it? Here's where I ask for the help of politicians, particularly Democrats, because I haven't found many Republicans in my career that understood who we are and what we deal with. Amen. We need everybody's help. We need the politicians' help. We need to stop voting against our own best interest. If you want our members to stop listening to Sarah Palin and that guy Buck Beck and that crazy lunatic Rush Limbaugh, does everybody know who the most popular voice is, recognized by more people in the United States of America? Voice. Now, I was just with the Car Talk guy yesterday. He's number 82 on the list of Americans recognizing a voice. You know who number 1 is? It's not the President of the United States. It's not even Mayor Menino. It's Rush Limbaugh. Does that scare you? Are you having a good Labor Day? I don't think so. Richie's getting nervous now. My message to the Democrats is very simply this, respectfully this. You need to listen to us. You don't need to go down to the financial district and listen to Bank of America because they're not doing anything for us, as John Taney said.